So yes, I just be throwing titles out there. But hold on, I see somebody I want to follow online before I get started with this. Bro, isn't a shower supposed to make you like, you know, go to sleep? Isn't that shit supposed to make you go to sleep? Not me. It's like it's just like it doesn't work out for me to take a shower before I go to sleep. Is this her? Oh, yeah. Get that right. Digital creator. Self-importance with divine wellness tea. So is this her? Eh, let me see. Alright, I'm just trying to find somebody. Don't look like that's them though. It just don't look like if that's them. I gotta probably put their whole name in. Alright, listen. Let me just go ahead and get into what I gotta talk about here. Listen, it is very easy, and I mean this, right? It is very easy to attack the hood people. Okay. It is very easy to attack people who are severely mentally ill online. Okay. I mean, but it's just it's just really easy to do that. Okay. It really is. And what I'm trying to get at is I stress with y'all forever and always about levels of life, frequency of vibration, what level of life you're on, what frequency of vibration. I go on and on. And even when I talk about spirituality, right? There's still levels to that shit too. Okay. Because you have people, I mean, anything that you do, anybody can fucking destroy. Do you hear me? Anybody can destroy it. Anybody can pretty much make anything that's put together well look disheveled and fucked up, right? Just people have the power to manipulate like that. It's just what comes with the territory, right? Here's what I'm trying to say to you as a whole. Yeah. I tell y'all all the time the things that I tell y'all because what I need y'all to understand is I want y'all to learn how to stay focused on the things you need to stay focused on for yourself. Okay. I sit here and I have people who I know and I'll play certain shows on online and stuff like that. I'll let them listen to certain people online and what they have to say and this and that, right? And after a while, doing that, right? What begins to happen is I find that people will be like, turn it off. I don't want to hear it. This don't make no sense. You know, they're immature. Why are they talking about a woman eating a man's ass? What is the problem? Why are they talking about that? You know, what is the, you know, they don't seem to understand as grown minded adults what is the problem? Why are they talking like this? Why are they saying the things that they are saying? Correct? Right. But why is that? Because these are people who live their day-to-day adult life, I being one of them, handling their day-to-day adult shit and doing their day-to-day adult thing. Correct? So when they sit here and someone is expressing, right? the things that they're expressing in certain spaces. And y'all know what I'm talking about here. It sounds extremely childish. And I'm starting to see something that I never thought that I didn't see, not never that I thought, but I'm starting to see something that I never seen before. People who come from certain regions have an arrested development. They cloak comedy, laughter, and all these things under having an arrested development. And they associate adulthood by being mean and being angry and saying the most hateful shit to somebody because they have an arrested development. All my time living in New York City, or living up north, period, from New York City to New Jersey to Pennsylvania, West Pennsylvania. I've been to the Poconos. I forgot where I was at in Philadelphia one time. I can't remember, but the Poconos. And then I've been, excuse me, I've been, I haven't got to hit suburb New Jersey like that, like southern New Jersey, but I got to hit like West Orange, New Jersey. But I've always been in northern Jersey, right? Um, have I been to upstate New York? I don't have a memory of upstate New York, but I have been to upstate New York. Okay. So basically, you see the region I've been to. I've been to Baltimore, I've been to DC, I've been to Virginia, the top of Virginia, Virginia Beach. You see the area that I have been in, right? And even when I find people in New York City who are immature people, right? Who are immature people. There's something very country bumpkin about them, or they probably don't even come from New York. Or even if they do behave a certain way, they do it in front of their families, but not in public. That's what I've noticed. They'll do it like their family members will know how immature they are, but people who know them in public won't know how immature they are. Like people who work with them and stuff like that. They don't know how immature they are. Okay. And so here's the thing too. I learned, and I remember one time a woman said, you know, y'all up north people, y'all so serious. Y'all got your energy so dead and so serious. Southern people are fun, you know, southern people are funny. When they get in Facebook jail, they be like, I'm out of Facebook jail. Hey nigga, da 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 da, all this type of shit. And they praise this, and I'm just realizing how childish that shit is. Even if a chick up north, right, is like, yo, I don't fuck with certain type of niggas, certain type of da 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 da. And she's talking like that, right? Number one, she's authentically who she is. Number two, she's very much serious about what she's saying. And what she's saying, the majority of the time, is going to make so much sense, right? And we'll get into that part. But then I noticed when a Southern woman or a woman who's in that DMV Southern type area talks, and then she is emulating this New York woman's way of communicating and talking and accent and stuff, she looks very dumb doing it. Because there's nothing logical about what she's saying behind her words. Do you get what I'm saying? And then on top of that, where's the mindset, or where's the brain capacity of where people understood the different levels of people of life, and they knew that this was not the level of people that it is. Okay. But anyway, I guess I digress there. And so what is the major problem? First of all, there's nothing wrong with a woman being a sex worker if that is what she does. At the end of the day, it cannot be denied. Number one, Becky and them got to choose to be a sex worker. The black woman was forced to be one. We don't have to get into the black Caribbean woman and what she was forced to do. We don't have to do that, right? I don't think we do. It's 2025. And yeah, Becky made the choice to be a sugar baby, and she even made the choice to put it out there because Brad allowed her to do that, right? So other women who already lived a certain lifestyle was already doing it too from all over. And it was nothing you knew about because that's how much of a secret life it was. It was equivalent to us going to gay clubs. Gay clubs was a very private life. Raving and stuff was a very private life. You couldn't just go to a rave like that. You had to be invited. You had to know where it was at. You had to know how to walk in, what direction, the left, right to go. Going to a sex party, a swingers party is a private way of life. There was just these private ways of life. They kind of still are still private ways of life. Very private way of life. Okay. And so the thing is, on top of that, here's another thing. I am tired of the shots. And I get tired of the immaturity. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is for me. I sit here, and don't get me wrong, all the yoni egg bitches, I don't feel sorry for none of you. Y'all get what y'all get. Y'all get dragged. People do what they do with y'all. Nobody gives a fuck. Okay, honestly, I mean seriously, I don't give a fuck. And there's certain things and certain people who get dragged, and I do not care. But here's the bigger picture that I see. I realize and I see life so very differently since I hit 30 years old, 35 years old, and mainly 40 years old. And 40 years old, and I keep telling y'all, and I mean it, it has done something to my brain. Something happened to my brain. And I realize, I have to say it. I've become a bit of an ice queen. I have. I have become a bit of an not an ice queen yet. I can't crown myself queen yet, but I've become a bit of icicle. Yeah. The older I'm getting, the more colder I'm getting. And I'm starting to feel how cold I'm getting the older I get. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to have feelings in the next 3 years of my life. And I'm not going to hold y'all. It damn near scares me. That's how cold I'm becoming at 40. And I see life so very differently. You know what? If you do not heal what needs to be healed in your life, if you do not see what needs to be reflected in your life, life will keep giving you that mirror every fucking time. So if you sit here and you're not dealing with your mother wounds, you're going to constantly be in these relationships back to back to back to the point of engagement, to the point of breaking up, to the point of engagement, to the point of breaking up. Because you have not healed your mama womb or your daddy womb. But most of the time, that's a mama womb. Or whatever goddamn womb they say we got. Shit, a grandma womb, grandpa womb. Don't know. If you do not do any type of whatever work you need to do upon yourself, because now suddenly and miraculously, now the divestors want to talk shit about spiritual women, but suddenly they start to talk about journaling and shadow work. But we're not going to go there. If you do not do it, right, what you need to understand, you're going to keep getting that mirror reflected back to you every goddamn time. It doesn't matter if you divest, digest, ingest, whatever the fuck you do, it's going to keep coming back to you. And this is why Kendall St. Charles is cackling at all of them, because she knows this. And she's cackling at all of them trying to drag her because she knows it. And she knows she's far more mature than them too. And I'm not trying to speak for her. I'm just saying what it is from what I hear. Okay. This is why people like me listen and I get a good kiki and I hear the side shots and I go, mm-hmm. But I go back to real life after that because I understand what real life is. Number one, and I tell people this all the time, you don't fucking know people. You think you know people, but you don't know people. And the only person who knows themselves is the person that is themselves. And some people still don't know who they are. The people who sometimes they don't know who they are. Human beings are complex and complicated. But one thing about human beings, no matter race, culture, creed, whatever, there's a nature to what a human being is. And it's a nature to how these human beings behave and how they act and the things that they do. No matter what, it's still a human being. Whether you want to call that human being a goddamn a nignog or whatever the fuck you want to call it. You understand? You want to call that human being a dusty. You want to call that human being a sexy Brad or whatever you want to call it, or sexy Asian or whatever you want to think that you want to call it. Whatever you call that human being. What you got to understand is one thing. If you have not did your proper due diligence for yourself, your inner work, it does not matter who you are with, because you're still going to be with yourself. And it doesn't matter what this other person is doing, unless this is the problem. This is a major fucking problem. And I stand by saying this. Somebody told me this years ago. And damn, I wished I listened. I listened, but I didn't know how to fully listen. But this is what they were saying to me. And they were in their 40s. How funny. They said, I learned this. People can do what the fuck they want to do with their bodies. Somebody go and fuck somebody, and this person go fuck somebody, then that's what the fuck they did. That's what they chose to do. You can't control that. There's nothing you can do about it. It happens. You in this relationship and this person decided to be your friend, to fuck the person that you're with. That's something that they decided to do. That's what they decided to do. And yes, they're going to reap what they sow. People going to be like, that's a grimy, slimy ass bitch. I ain't going to deny that. But can that person be honest with themselves and tell themselves, you know what? You didn't even really want your marriage no more anyway. They did you a favor. Can you be that honest with yourself? All of these different things. I can go on and on and on and on. And this is what I'm talking about. You have people trying to tell you what's wrong and what's right about your life. People trying to tell you, you know, this is what you should and this is what you got to do. I just say, look, hey, these are the books I read. This is what I've learned. This is what I got out of it. This is what this taught me. This is what you get from me. I don't never tell you what you got to do and rules and this and that. I will talk about universal laws, yes, but I never tell you what you do. I never do that. But it seems to be a lot of people doing that. And and here's the thing too. I have purposefully focused my world on the things that I focus my world on. And the only reason I'm on this microphone because I listened to something and I decided to come over here and get on the microphone, right? But what excuse me, what is so very interesting to me, right? And I mean this is whole very interesting to me, okay? Is that with my age that I'm at right now, I feel like I've observed things in people, right? And then there are people who I want to deal with, who I don't want to deal with. There's things in my life I want to change, and there's things I want to happen in my life. There's a certain look I want to have moving forward. There's a lot of things that are changing about me. I'm not even who I was 4 years ago. Like I'm just sitting here thinking about. I saw pictures of myself today, and I still look like me, but I actually saw pictures of myself today, and from my past because I had to go dig up pictures because I had a little business situation and needed a picture. And so I was like, God damn, what picture I got of myself? And I saw all these older pictures of me when I was just being free spirit in my 38, 39, 40 age, 37, 38, 39, 40 age, right? And I was just looking at all these fucking pictures and I was just like, wow. Like that was my reaction. Wow, look at my different hairstyles, look at me, look at my different outfits, look how I look, and it's that third and all these things. And I realized how much I have changed. Like energetically, how I have like changed, how I still had that like New York energy kind of carrying with me, if you get what I'm saying. Um, and how I thought about the energy of people I had around me at the time in my life, and I changed a lot. I did, and but then I also thought about my mindset that came with that. Also saw how much I have grown. You get what I'm saying? Like today, I was like, yo, I was texting mm, my partner, and I was like, yo, I said, look, I don't need we just let's establish this, we don't need to see each other all the time. We need to be up under each other all the time. I'm getting focused and I'm really setting goals, and like I'm at a point I don't have time. You get what I'm saying? I make time for what I can make time for, and I just don't have time for the lovey-dovey shit. Like, I'm not gonna hold you. I don't have time for it. And we make time for what we can make time for, right? But just hear me out. This is an example. And I was like, just sometime I might need you. Sometime I might want you to come over. Like right now. Like, can you come over? And they explained to me their day, and they were like, they'll come in the morning. I said, fine, that's perfect. That's perfect. And this is what I need, and this, that, and the third. And that was the communication between us, right? And I was trying to establish an understanding in the poly connection. You get what I'm saying? I because that's the thing that I had. This is what polyamory has taught me. It has taught me how to communicate better. It really has taught me how to be such a better communicator, right? And so, and also I have so much other things that I'm doing for myself. And where am I getting with this? Okay. You got people out here that are poly, and people are clowning them, just dragging them. The jokes are endless, and you be like, damn, people are starting to do this shady joke and say a motherfucker looks poly. Like that's the joke. And it's like, yeah, that's just not good. Because you got people who just look that crazy and they're all polyamorous, and then you see this one beautiful person in the crowd and you're just like, you got to be mentally ill, you got to be autistic, you got to have something wrong with you, because why are you here? You're just too beautiful to be here. Okay. All right. And I'm sitting here, and the whole fucking time I'm watching this stuff, right? You got people that's gonna drag poly, even though there are people who are out here very mature, building businesses together, having whatever family dynamic they have, and it's working out fine for them, and they have their different ways of doing their poly relationship. Ladies are meeting, have a lot of water inside them. So it's a weird prominence for everything. Oh, okay. Excuse me, y'all. Cuzzo always gotta text me when I'm live, bro. I think she be listening. For Aries to me, on fire, earth, and air. Yes, very true. Hold on, y'all. Let me tell her. Yes, very true. Because I can't take that. Yes, very true. Okay. And so the thing is, people are going to drag it. Some people are going to say, hey, if you love somebody love you, it's going to be one person, this, that, and the third, da, 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 da. Let me tell you something. This is what I'm talking about with level of life. People are going to be greasy, shady liars all their lives. Some people, that's what they're going to do all their lives. They've been that way since they was a kid. I have a cousin that's been a liar since she's a kid. Like I tell you, I could imagine the lying and manipulation that she does as a grown-ass 30-something-year-old woman. Okay? Since she's a kid, she's been doing this lying, deceiving shit. Her mother has helped her lie and deceive and tell men that she was their father, that she was their daughter, to get money out of men. Okay? I've seen it. And what I'm saying to you is this. I respect honesty. And I can respect somebody who can be honest enough to tell me the real relationship that they really want to have with me and not play games with me. I respect somebody who can come to me and tell me the truth about their sexuality and not play games with me. This is how I live my life. But these people don't even realize. Let me tell you something to all you divestors out there, okay? Y'all have a humongous, first of all, y'all are monogamous. There's nothing wrong with that. And I'm not going to attack that. So I need y'all to understand that y'all are monogamous and y'all have y'all belief in monogamy. A lot of y'all also married or in a monogamous committed relationship. Fine, well, and goddamn dandy. Okay? But understand also, y'all have a subconscious fear that your partner will be cheating on you. Y'all have that fear. And therefore, that's why y'all are possessive as fuck about y'all relationships and standards and dragging people like whoever, Alicia Keys, and Alicia Keys is the number one home wrecker. Everybody call her, but I don't believe, it takes two to fucking tango, but okay. And so that woman gonna live with that for the rest of her life. That's why she had a son. And she gonna live with that for the rest of her life. And sad to say, Egypt, the son, he gonna live with that too. That his mother did that. And they're gonna be watching what kind of relationship dynamic he has. I don't really think that is fair, but if Alicia Keys been doing shady shit and it came back to her, then I don't really feel sorry for Alicia Keys. You feel me? And so where am I going with this? There are people that have honest relationships like this. Okay? I could sit here and be with this person and express to them, I like this is us together. And you can talk and date whoever you want to talk to and do it how you want to do it, and I do it how I want to do it. And if that person decides they want to go talk to people and they don't tell the person the true relationship between us, but they deal with them, that's on them. That's not my responsibility to step in and say a goddamn thing. And see, these type of things make people feel, well, that's manipulative and that's trifling and that's shady. It's really not. It's really not. And this is why I have come to this in my life. Like, wait a fucking minute. Who said these things? Who made up these rules? Unless me and you say we are in a committed relationship, unless me and you say we are in a committed relationship, and this is set what we're going to do together in this committed monogamous relationship, and you do something different than what we said together, then that's between me and you in that relationship. But if you have another different dynamic of a relationship, that is not for anybody. And I repeat, that is not for anybody to ever tell you what the dynamic of your relationship should be. Do you understand you have very highly jealous, insecure people? Listen, it don't mean that you're not jealous and you don't have insecurity because you're in a poly relationship. Poly relationships help you get through that. And it really do. There are much more people who are far more mature talking about polyamorous relationships and telling their story about polyamory. And it's not bullshit. But see, I lived it. I know people. I have known people since the age of 19 in poly relationships, stage of 2021 in polyamorous relationships, and I see how they work out in all gender dynamics, even with children there. I have seen it. And if the relationship fell apart, it was between what happened between them. And yes, I have seen people be a amplifier of it. But that person on the other side already had issues in the relationship between them and that partner. It wasn't so much of the third person, the fourth person that came in the mix. It was already there. I say this all the time. It's about your frequency and level of life. I don't give a fuck who got to say what about spiritual. Me being spiritual, that ain't going to fucking stop. It's about what level of frequency of life that you are on. And clearly, there are people who do not know people and who do not know life. And the older I have gotten, I have realized how much I have been around the block. I don't mean that in a sexual manner. I mean, as far as knowing people and knowing life. And all this time, I felt like I didn't get out enough. Oh, I got out, baby. I got out more than what I realized I got out in this world. I just didn't get flown over the other side of the pond to know the world, but I got enough of here and life experience to know the world and people. I freed myself 33, 34, 35. I freed myself. I started going to the other side. What the hoes do, what the prostitutes do, what the strippers do, what they talk about, how they dress, how they live. Not that I didn't know this lifestyle even when I was in my, but I just started going on the other side because I didn't like who I was. I didn't like being this person that what I didn't like was knowing deep inside of myself I could not be with one partner. And I damn sure didn't want to be with who I was with. Okay. And deep inside myself, I could not settle down. Like the life I was living was not who I was at all whatsoever. You know, it's not where you at, it's where you want to be. I am the pivotal example of that. And to then finally free myself, I mean, all the way free myself from people that I no longer wanted to know anymore. And I mean, to do that, and it was not easy, but it took me to get away from it to see it, though. It took me to get all the way away from it, to have that one last experience with that damn circle of people that was, or whatever that was, to wake the fuck up and realize, no, 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 no. This is who I am. This is my lifestyle. And this is how I like to live my lifestyle. And because of that, that is how life began to be the way I want it to be. And then when I picked things back up, because I knew I would, I promised when I hit 40, I knew I would. It came later in my 40s, inside of my 40s, but it happened. I started picking shit back up because I started getting just antagonizing situations in my life. And I picked up the things that I loved and the things that I started, and I started to study and I started to read and do all these different things, right? But here's the point. And as I began to learn myself more, I was able to communicate the dynamic of the kind of relationship that I like to have. Okay? And it works for me. It works for me to date this person here. And we have this dynamic of our relationship. And then you can, you have who you date over here. And I have this person over here that I talk to. And I date how I date them. And maybe we have a creative relationship and a dynamic over here. And I enjoy living my life that way. I'm not tied down. I don't feel obligated to pick up the phone because you called. I don't feel obligated to text you back because you text me, but you're going to get a text back from me regardless because I'm a texter. Okay. But if you need me for something serious and I need you, I need to know you're going to be there. I need to know if I'm going through something, I call you, you're going to be there for me if you can. I need to know that you can give me direct answers and not be passive aggressive with me. These are all the little tiny things that's important for me. But other than that, I need you to be my biggest supporter as I build what I need to build for myself. And as I get to the point of building what I need to build for myself, I need your support. And this is the thing that I'm talking about. And so you got people are weirdos and this and that. And who the fuck is somebody to say that? Weird? You want to see weird. You want to see weird and dangerous. You want to see weird, dangerous, and stupid. I help you with that. I'll give you a tour of people like that. Okay? This is what I'm saying, people. At the end of all of this stuff, right? Right? It's easier to scold them over the one living at a different level of life. It's easy to score. It's easy to clown the low impoverished. It's easy to clown who you think is less than you or that you're better than. It's easy to talk shit about things because you have an ideology of life or whatever the case may be. And that's yours to have. But that's not the world. See, that's the key thing that I always realize. That's not the world. That woman sitting there with 8 kids, she's going to get a culture shock when she goes out in the world and realize that that's not the world. That woman that has the multiple kids and multiple baby fathers that actually goes out in this world and really goes out, she's going to realize that that's not the world. And the world is not going to respond very well and tell her that's a blessing. That's not the world. You get what I'm saying? It's all these different things. And then for the person who has to realize that, yeah, there's actually more poly relationships, swinger relationships than you fucking know. and that you are a very small percentage of what you are. That's what these people don't realize. You are the small percentage of what you are. And let me also answer this. It's not about trends and all of this stuff. I'm speaking from my own experience. I told you since the age of 19, 20, 21 that I've seen people in polyamorous relationship. When I got into the adult world, that's what I saw. That's what I experienced. People who were African with two mothers, three mothers. People would like I watch cultures live like this, showing the symbolism of what my life was going to be as it is now. One of my therapists said, no, you were young, you were experimenting, and this is the people you knew. There's nothing wrong with that. She explained everything to me. None of this stuff that's the point I'm trying to make. Polyamory, all this stuff, none of this stuff is new to me. What's new about it is people actually getting on TV and talking about it. Now, in the UK, yes, you would see that. You would see that greatly in the UK, but not in America. To see people in America actually talk about it, now that's pretty goddamn new. Because you wouldn't see that. You probably have to just like figure it out as you were looking, like, this is a poly relationship. You know what I'm saying? Another thing I will make clear too is that, as you develop a certain mentality in life, as you begin to free your spirit a lot more in life, your mind is going to shift and do things so differently than it once did. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna shift so differently than it once did. Um, the things you once concerned yourself about, you won't no more. There's so many things you're gonna laugh at, and there's so many things you're gonna shake your head at. You're not gonna care no more. When you see these people who are a certain mentality, a certain frequency, you're gonna be like, well, it makes sense to me that people like this live like this, and people like this talk like this, and people like this have these beliefs. Like, it doesn't really move me. You know what I'm saying? Don't really move me. So, let me get back to something, right? Anybody who listens to me, anybody who comes over here, you already have a different mentality. Even if you're just coming over here to goddamn, I don't know, whatever you're doing. You already have a different mentality because your frequency wouldn't come over here to me. I don't promote myself. I don't put myself out there. Any show that I had before, which was the same show, is gone. Even the program I was on has erased. It's gone. And even in the old places I used to be, I done took down, and all that stuff is gone. From my 20s, knocked all that shit gone. So for you to have any frequency to come and talk, to listen to somebody like me, you already have something in your mind that's not the same as other people. You have something inside of your eyes of how you see something with this world in such a different lens. That's why you're over here with me. I do not believe you can look at somebody in their eye and say you are my soulmate and my twin flame right away. I do not believe that you can be friends before lovers. I do not believe in that. That's manipulative, and that's somewhat, some way lying to yourself, and that is a bit delusional. There's people like, well, do you know this person? Shit, you don't know who you think you know. And that's another thing. You don't know people like you think you know people. And if you understand and you read these books and you get into knowledge and information and knowledge of self, which is knowing thyself, which is something Socrates said, Once you begin to get into all of this, your mind ain't going to be the same. And you're going to realize about human nature and the laws of human nature. And you're going to realize, wait a fucking minute. People ain't what I think that they are. People ain't who I think they are. I have to look at things a little bit more closer. I have to examine people a little bit more closer. I have to analyze things a little bit more closer. I have to look at my own life a little bit more closer. I need to look at me a little more closer. Somebody once told me cancers are master manipulators, but I'm such a cancer magnet. So what the fuck does that say about me? Am I ready to hear what the fuck that says about me? You get what I'm saying? I'm paused, by the way. I paused. I'm still here. This is what I'm saying. These are the type of things that come with life, that come with self-reflection. But here's another thing. I told my partner today, I said, look, I choose to love and feel the way I feel about you, and I can choose to shut that shit down. And I was asked to not do that again. Okay? I was asked to not do that again. Okay? Because I'm not playing. And these are things that I have learned about life. I chose to tell this person that I loved them and that I cared. I chose to believe that this was the life that I wanted and this is what it was about. I chose to believe that this and that, but every time I chose that, it just kept backfiring. And then what happened to my life? It ended up where it was supposed to be. It boomeranged right back where it was supposed to be. Because that's what life is. That's what life is about. Living in your absolute truth. Remember I told y'all, the more and more I live life, the less and less and less I want to talk on a fucking microphone. The more and more I live life, the less and less. And if I get on this microphone, I got something to really say to everybody, whoever's listening. Whoever's listening. Why is that? Because I'm living life and I'm living a certain lifestyle. Why is that? Because I'm getting to a point I don't want myself out there in the social world like that. That's why I said it's going to be a point I'm going to disappear. Once I build what I'm doing over here, I'm not trying to be known for anything else but for what I'm doing. And if anybody asks, I'll tell them, hey, this is what else I do. That's how much is gotten for me. And then on top of that, these people feel obligated to get up here and tell you to divest. Tell you about the Great Reset. Get up here, they feel obligated to tell you how wonderful their marriage and their lives are. They feel so obligated to do that. I don't feel obligated to do that. I'm in a much different space in my life, but I will share pieces of my life with you. I will definitely tell you that. And I would tell you it's not easy. But here's the thing. I can see things, okay? Now, take that how you want. I can see things when it comes to people who I have romantic encounters with. And every person who I've had a romantic encounter with that I take very serious, every single last one of them are polyamorous. They're just in denial of it. They're very polyamorous. They're trying to live life according to what life said was okay to do and to make others happy because that's what they felt life said it was okay for them to do. But that's not what they are. Because the moment that they're going to get involved with something really emotional and serious with their ass, they're going to take off running, a pitter a patter, right behind the other. And I can see that. Every person. I've never seen a monogamous person. I've seen a controlling person. I've seen a possessive motherfucker that is monogamous and want you to make sure you monogamous while they go be polyamorous over there with them, them, and them. And is that even fair? And let me make you sure I tell you, polyamory is not about sex. I'm not a man. Polyamory is not about sex. It could literally just be affection, doesn't have to be sexual. And that's life. It's just this. Here's it's just this. It's the parts of me that, not just a writer and a creator of characters and people, right? It's not just that. That's a part of it, but this, look at people's lives who are so married and so committed. And I'm not trying to crash down on people, but I'm just trying to tell y'all, like, why they need everybody to be married with them? Why everybody need them to, why can't people just have children and be satisfied? Why they need everybody else to have kids with them? Like, why they need to do that? Because they ain't happy. And they don't like the fact of feeling alone and the choices that they made. They need to make everybody. Okay, I got one for you. I was in the store. It was cancer season. And I'm sure the woman who was the mother was the cancer, or the child was. Who gives a damn? And I'm in my zone. I saw that there was a whiteboard and a cork board on sale. I see, I'm manifesting. Line to line, getting new notebooks and stuff. And yeah, getting a new notebook that turned into getting a whiteboard and corkboard that was on sale and all this stuff. And I'm just in my own world, just right. And a little girl says to the mom, "You're the best mom in the world." And the girl gives a hug. She's like, "Oh, thank you." And I kept just shopping, just excited and shopping, telling T to get something for me. She ran to the other aisle to go get it. And she just kept glancing and looking at me as if she wanted me to respond and validate her interaction with her goddamn germ seed. Okay? She wants me to interact with her fucking germ seed. Okay? And I'm just looking around like I'm in my own zone. And in that moment, it made me realize something about people in this world. How insecure and self fucking hating people are. And online is where they can just project it all out. They can just get all that hate and anger out, but they'll never stand on it. They get fired and they're crying like, "I shouldn't get fired for what I said. I shouldn't get fired for what I said." Well, can you stand on what you said? I could stand on every motherfucking thing that I say. If I could clap right now, I would. I stand on it. And the thing about it is this, y'all. And this is why you can't let the energy off kilter you. Like, it was these people who had toxic ass fucking energy, right? And they were walking past me, and I got the fuck all the way out the way. If I really want to do what I want to do, I would have walked all the way down out the way until they moved and came back up. Cause I ain't got time for that shit. And I can feel the negative energy when they walk motherfucking past me. All because I did not acknowledge them. I didn't say hello. I don't fucking know you. You're a fucking stranger. Do you see how fucking deeply fucked up that is? And how deeply, let's go back to the lady that had the child that hugged her and said, Mommy, you're the wonderful woman. Was I supposed to go, oh, that's the big, was I supposed to respond to that? Let me tell you why. Let me tell you something. When I got up that morning and I got my Starbucks and we went to that store that I said, let's go to, because, let me add, I went shopping, okay? I went grocery shopping on a $40 budget. Let me make that clear. And I made it. I made it to $38 and change. I was proud of myself. And I said, hey, let me get myself a new notebook. And I went in the store to get my new notebook, and I saw a bookstore. I saw like, this store got everything. It had recipe books and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, no, I get that another time. Let me get focused on what I came here to do. So I find it out, and here I am looking at all these notebooks on sale to make sure I get the right notebook. And then I see a whiteboard on sale. And then here this little germ seed says to its mother, oh, I love you, Mom. You're the best mom in the world. Oh, shit. Whiteboards and corkboards is on sale. Oh, shit. Let me get. Oh, did you come back? Oh, T, you came back on my cart. Thank you. I could put my shit in my cart. Why the fuck do I care? I don't even know you motherfuckers. Y'all strangers. Do you see how I want you to just picture that? You're a whole stranger. You did not exist in my world. I don't know who you are until you still don't even halfway exist, because I won't know who you in this germ seed is when I leave this store. Okay? When I leave this store. Girl, I cannot, girl. I'm just laughing because I was like, why is this? It's so funny because I was in my old world, right? And I was like, why is this lady looking over here at me? Why does lady keeps looking over here at me? It should be hitting me later, because I was like, oh, she wanted a response to her germ seed. Girl, no. Girl, the fuck no. This is what I'm saying. You have to live in your truth. That's on Mashonda, the Capricorn. If she choose to have a blended family with Alicia Keys and Swiss Beats, who's cool as fuck, by the way. Who's cool as fuck. I met Swiss Beats before. Okay? But I don't know who that man is in his personal goddamn world. But I'm just saying. And they got a goddamn non-connection. Woo. You're not getting into that. And even if this woman did come on to this man knowing he has a wife, that's what she's going to reap, what she sold with that. And if Alicia Keys is such a good manipulator that she got the wife to write a book talking about blended family and hang out with them, then that's on that fucking wife. Do y'all get where I'm going here? You don't know people. You don't know, unless you, like me, can flip some motherfucking cards and find out some shit. You still don't know people. Even as a person that do that, I can still tell. Still don't know a motherfucker. Still don't know people. All right. And let me tell you something else. Who are you to be like, what is and what's this and that? That's them people's life and them people's situation. Let me tell y'all something. I'm going to tell y'all a little secret. We had an hour, and I want you to hear this. This is probably for you out there. Me and T, we tight. All right, that's my nigga. All right, that's my nigga. All right, we tight. T go out here and talk to somebody else right now, and we have our poly relationship. She go out here and talk to somebody right now, and that person, T could talk cash shit about me to that person, whatever. And that person come and tell me what she said in my inbox or want to question me about who I am and try to manipulate and shit. That shit ain't gonna work. Because more than likely by the time she doing all that, T probably sitting right next to me when she doing it. Or whoever it is. You feel me? You got to understand you do not know people. And you have to be very careful of what you step into with people. People are very dangerous. I'm not trying to make you afraid, and I'm not trying to fearmonger, but people are very dangerous. Them divestors are very dangerous. Okay? They will dox you. They will dox your kids. They will find out information on you, and they will use the higher ups that they know to do it to you, to humiliate you. Those divestors are very dangerous. I'm going to tell you right now. All right? And the thing about them is they have no qualms about it because there's so much hate behind you and your children that they will do it. Another thing that I see, people are twisted and very critical. And I learned something in this world, and this is what sucks about being beautiful in this world. It does hurt to be beautiful. It really fucking does. I could look at my pictures, my old pictures, and say, I look rough, and I had loved them then, and now I'd be like, I do that to myself a lot, but I'm not an ugly woman, not at all. My pictures just don't do me no justice. They really don't. Everybody tell me that. Your pictures don't do you no justice. They just don't. And maybe that's the universe protecting me. I don't know, but it's just they don't. But I'm a beautiful woman. I stand on that. And as I continue to lose weight a little more and work out a little more, the body shape gonna come back, and I got a little bit thicker. So my body gonna be looking right by the time I finish, like really losing this belly. Okay. But let me tell you something. I'm a beautiful woman. And I noticed that people want to be validated by beauty. I hate that it took me to be 40 years old to catch on to this, but people want to be validated by beauty. People want a beautiful person to validate them. And I never, ever, ever, ever realized that. And no one likes when you're a beautiful person and you can wear your hair the way you want to. And you're very confident in how you look. Like you can throw it, like I have my leave me the fuck alone look. That's my bonnet. That's the sweats. That's the fucking Crocs. That's the walk that I do, the little slippy slide walk that I do. Okay. And motherfucking, and just the men, whatever. That's my ratchet look. And it's leave me the fuck alone look. Like leave me all the way the fuck alone. I got a real attitude today, all day, all fucking day. And that's a look that I get. That's a look that I have. That I don't do that one all the time, but I have done it like a week ago because I was not feeling them people in there and I didn't want none of them talking to me. I get like that. I'm a water sign rising. I can't fucking help it. I'm a Scorpio rising. I can't fucking help it. Just leave me alone. Now, before I keep dragging that, what I have realized is if I do dress myself up, I stand out greatly. Because see, that's the thing. I'm still beautiful, whether I have the sweats or whatever. But at the same time, I stand out much more if I put on a skirt, put on a dress, let my hair down or flip my hair to the side or do myself up, do a facial. Like When I do glam myself up, I glam myself up. Okay. And so because I glam myself up so much, that's going to bring more attraction. And I'm aware of that. Now, the point is this: people need to learn to check themselves. They really do. They really need to learn to check themselves. It's like people use other people to hurt them, people use other people to check them. They got to learn to check themselves. Okay? And the thing is, why does these things continue to happen? I'm going to tell you why. It makes you elevate your life up. I had a recent situation that happened to me for the past month. And I said, this shit lit a fire up my motherfucking ass. It just lit it took a fire and lit it on every inch of every asshole hair that I have. It done lit it up. And I ain't been the same person since that fucking situation. It lit a fire up my ass. And I have not been the same. The way I've been studying my books, the way I've been reading, the way I've been writing, the way I've been focusing has not been the same. Even my eating, I feel guilty if I eat fast food. It has not been the same. Even the way I start cooking for myself and the meals that I eat, it has that situation. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You can have antagonizing situations to pull you up, or people who just seem so goddamn annoying and aggravating because it's all to pull you up. And when you pull yourself up, what is gonna do is it's gonna get you to that next level of life that you need to get to. Because that's what you want. This is how I got here. This is how I got here with my life, where I'm like, you know what? This is who I am, and this is how I'm going to live it, and this is how it's going to be. Can't nobody try to psychologically diagnose me or be my therapist or tell me what life is and why I'm doing what. You can't tell me nothing because you don't know me. No matter what I said out my mouth out there in the airways, it does not fucking matter. I know me, and I know what it is with me and why I do the shit that I do, because I'm doing my own internal work to understand why I do what I do. And I also know what's far more important to me than anything in life. My children are by default. But other than that, there's things that's important for me in my life. And the things I'm getting done and doing for me. And you know what? What's also very interesting, right, about people that I'm describing is that there are people who let's just bring it. Let me bring it in. Okay. You have people who, let's say this woman or this person, it doesn't matter the gender, was a teen parent, right? And so this teen parent is around other people with kids and this, that, and the third, and they have to go out in the world, meaning they have to go to the store, or they have to go shopping, or they go out of town or whatever, or go out of state or whatever. And then they walk around and they see a certain type of person, or see that, because they have their bigot ideas, their racism, whatever the fuck they got going on, and they see a certain type of person, and that person is living life to the fullest. Their walk, their energy, the way they carry themselves, the way they do whatever they are radiating, right? And not only is that person radiating, that person is not paying them not a bit of motherfucking attention. That in itself can bother people. And I had to come out of myself to start realizing what it was. I remember that one of them chicks and them things was trying to tell me I had a false sense of confidence and all this kind of shit, right? And I'm just like, bitch, you're living on a couch and you're 300 fucking pounds. So sometimes some things just call for a look, like just a look, like, bitch, is you fucking what you know about even the word confident, right? So you have all of these different type of things that go on, right? Okay, so check this out. Um, Now this person who's a teen parent, they meet someone like me or people like me, and the person says, "Hey, I only have one kid," right? And the person says, "Oh no, I had whatever children by one person, and I never had children after that. Been living my life, been doing this, been doing that, been doing this, da 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 da." And so he communicated with a person where their entire life was where they had to have their children. And they had to, and they only identify themselves because they have children. And that's the only identification that they have. And they don't know nothing outside of that. And you identify with something much more than that. Being a mother, father is a part of who you are. It ain't who you are, it's a part of who you are, right? And so this person is going to, in that moment, feel livid, feel jealous, feel hateful, almost envious of you in a amount of 3 seconds. And what do they do out of it? They're going to say something stupid like, "Well, are you married? Are you going to have more children?" And you just looking at them like, "Did you hear what I just said? Are you fucking dumb?" And you and see, don't even say that's stupid. Don't even make a comment like that and say that's stupid. The level of how offensive they're going to get. You have to understand what's going on here. You have to understand that it was like this in the book Story by Robert McKee. And he stated this, and I'm sure I probably said this before, and I'm going to state it again. He said, people who want the protagonist is the main character. The people who want their protagonist to be perfect and unhurt and unwounded and everything is lucky and happens for them, these people don't know life. That's exactly what he quoted. He quoted one of my quotes. First time opening this book. He said, "These people don't know life and these people don't know people, because that's not people and that's not the world." And so what I'm saying is, when people decide to be married, when people decide to be in monogamous committed relationships, when people decide to have children and only live their life around the children and live their life in the way that the world tells them they should live with their children, there's an isolation that they all go through. All of these people that I'm describing, they are all going through an isolation in life. They're missing years and points and days and months and hours and minutes of going outside of what they know to even know what's going on in life, period, or to even know what they manifest when they walk out there. And so they live in this little cubicle of living. And because we have so many like this is why so many people voted this way. And this is why when you hear people speak, you can hear their experience through the way that they speak. These divestors they don't know life. And even if they have learned life, and even if they was around people who were hood or ghetto or whatever the case may be, they still don't know life. They still isolated themselves. Okay? They still isolated themselves. And so therefore, what comes out of their mouth tell you that they have no experience. When I listen to a lot of these, even the manosphere dudes talk, and I listen, I'll be like, okay, this one right here, this person gets around because I can hear the humbleness and I can hear what they're saying, what makes a lot of sense. But this one right here, this one ain't really been nowhere. This person ain't really lived life or been anywhere. You can't hide that. For some reason, you can't, just something about that can't be hidden. You can tell somebody. It's like the co-worker I had met, and he was saying how he was rapping with Mayo Huey. What was that rapper? He was rapping with him, and he lived in Brooklyn and this and that. And then as I talked to him, the conversation steered a whole nother way. And I'm like, nigga, you don't still do this shit no more. That's your past. That's not who you are now. That don't even matter what you did. And and why did I end up talking about this is because what I'm getting at is you have people like this who they have a limited perception of life. And I was like telling this person, I was like, yo, nah, North women don't have no different babies and different baby fathers. Like, we don't, North women have between 0 to 3 kids. And I want to clarify that 0 to 3 kids. We don't, and having different baby fathers and that's not the lifestyle of North women. I'm gonna tell you what happens to those women that live like that. I didn't even go there. And I was like, and dudes who date those women they looked at sideways. They clown them and they call them stupid. And they even I didn't say this at work, but I was like, they even call them pedos. Like something ain't right what you do. Why you want to be around this woman with kids that don't belong to you? That not that they don't belong to you, but they're by different penises. They look at that like, nigga, you out your mind. What's wrong with you? Something wrong with you. Where I'm from. And he was really like, well, was she a real nice lady? Yeah, well, them niggas ain't going, them niggas gonna clown you. They ain't gonna stop it. Because I could tell this person ain't lived life. Even though they lived in New York City, they did not live life. And I listened to these two people who came from the South, who said they're from the city and stuff and lived there and stuff. And I listened to their lives when they were in the city. Let's just say the home life wasn't stable, if you get what I'm saying. And people who lived in the city or who lived out there, they was talking how they got robbed and shit. And I was just like, damn, nah, I ain't never got robbed. I ain't never got robbed. Not like the way y'all got robbed. Okay? And so these things and things that I'm talking about all play a major role in what you are engaging in this world. And I want you to just start paying attention to that when you have a conversation with somebody. Really dig into them. What books are you reading? And don't let them slide either. What books are you reading? What do you like? What are you doing? What do you do with your time? What do you have goals about? What are you grateful for? Like little teeny tiny things like that. Are you gonna have to put your foot down and say, hey, I'm honestly, bro, I'm only fucking with creatives right now. Let me see your social media. I gotta see if you meet my standard. You gotta even go as far as to be like, yeah, I'm going more than likely have my personal assistant do it for me. You might have to talk like that. You're gonna have to fake it till you make it type shit. And it's not about faking, it's acting as the life that you want. You may have to talk like that, my personal assistant. Whether you really got one or not. You know what I'm saying? Another thing that I think is absolute key, right? Like I think is absolute fucking key, right? Is how did I do that? Is what do you do? Like when those two people walked past and their energy was real toxic, and I just spoke it out loud to myself. I just said, I was like, damn, these niggas, them motherfuckers is toxic. That's how you release the energy. Sometimes you can release the energy if the person walk by, you be like, damn, y'all toxic. Damn, that's some toxic ass energy. Sometimes that's another way to release it. Like you have to call it out, be like, damn, that's some toxic ass energy. You don't have to be an asshole and talk to them, but you can just say it out loud, like, damn, that's some toxic ass energy, bro. Let me walk around these motherfuckers. That's crazy. Because you got to understand something. And I'm being very, very for real. Like some people walk around here very, very entitled. They really walk around here as if somebody is supposed to speak, say hello, respect them, damn near bow down to them. It's like you are a motherfucking stranger. That's why I got to get these t-shirts made. You are a stranger. Like I need to get a shirt that says that. Damn, because these people do, I think that ass out here be strangers. Like, and they be wanting like the shit they be asking for and wanting is just beyond me out here, man. It's beyond me. Like, how you going? Yeah, y'all get what I'm saying, bro? I think y'all get what I'm saying. But let me see what else I want to talk about. Hey, y'all can type in the chat room. Not that I'm looking now, but it's up to you because a lot of y'all be listening, man. Y'all don't really be saying nothing. It's cool though. It's cool. It really is. In all seriousness, people, I had a situation that lit a fire up my ass. I'm going back to that again. And it changed me. Do you understand? It it changed me in a way that I don't have the words yet. Not that I can't find them. I don't have the words yet to describe how it changed me. And it did a little growing me up too. And I started to face myself because I'm about to get myself. I've been thinking about getting myself a body mirror too. And I started facing myself, and I said, you know what? I need to look at myself in the mirror a lot more. Like I need to physically look in the mirror, get a full body mirror, look in that bitch, see what I don't like, look around at my body, change what I feel needs to be changed, write it down. I know how to do this, right? I don't have to sit here and accept what is. You get what I'm saying? And so here's the thing. As I sat here and I thought about these things and these changes I'm making in my life, right? There's a mentality that has been shifting inside of me as well. There's this level, this thing with me that I can't come back from since I've made this transformation. And a part of my relationship dynamic in my life is a part of it. And I talk about the things I talk to you guys about because I live every single thing that I talk about. And every single thing that I live and the mistakes I made, but the things that I have gained from the things that I've lived and the things, I'd rather sit here and talk to you about the wisdom that I gained from it. I'm done talking about the mistakes. I'm done going back and forth. I'm done this energy that you can go back to the files for that if it's still up. I'm done. But it's this little intricate things and changes in my life that's important for me. And another thing that becomes important for me is even just when I listen to people, I be like, huh? It's funny. I'm laughing. I'm cracking the fuck up. Y'all got me cracking up. But y'all dead ass serious talking about this shit as if there's some life lesson here. There's no life lesson here. Y'all have to remember, as divested black women, y'all never birthed black children. So therefore, y'all didn't have to be around black people. It is very normal in black culture to look behind the baby's ear to see how dark the baby's going to be. That's very normal. And then it's the childish shots that people be sending. It's crazy. Like, bruh, you know what I mean? Like, let me breathe. I sit here and I have um been preparing for a lot of things, right? And I have been sitting back and preparing myself to meet people in network and exchange my phone number. I've been preparing myself to I kind of been prepared for that, but I've been literally sitting around thinking about things, and I'm like, okay, the dynamic of my relationship has really changed, and the dynamic of how I do a relationship in my life has really changed, and this happened at 40 years old. And this is the kind of dynamic that I'm comfortable with, and I'm okay with having a partner that I don't have to talk to every day and see, and we see each other when we can, and we talk when we can, and I enjoy this connection, and we help each other out when we can, and I enjoy this connection, right? And I thought about more about, hey, I'm about to walk into a newfound way of doing business as well, and handling things and bossing up, like really having to boss up. And so are you listening to the show? Okay, you're offline. And as I have been doing these things slowly but surely, I have really started realizing, hey, I'm going to start being around a different dynamic of people. I'm going to have to start talking to different dynamics of people and listening to their different insights and ways of the world and the ways that they see things. And as a screenwriter, I'm going to have to communicate with people who are actors and this, that, and the third, and producers and directors. And it's going to be all kind of different kind of people that I'm going to have to bring together to understand my vision for whatever it is that I'm creating and doing. I'm just using examples, okay? And that hit me hard. And I said, I have to know how to network and move wise in life. I done made enough mistakes that I should move wise enough to know who's who and who's what, and who I can work with, who I can trust, and who I can't. And that's still going to take time and more wisdom for me to build. But I should have enough figured out by now, right? Because the type of artistry that I do entails that I'm going to be meeting different type of people and different dynamic of people and different opinions of people. I was talking to an actor the other day about polyamory, and they really was expressing what they were expressing. And I had to tell them, I'm like, no, 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 this is business. This is business. Trust me, it's just is. I didn't say trust you. I was like, listen, this is business. You're helping me write this character. I appreciate it. And once I finish whatever work I'm doing, I'm gonna thank them of this, because look what you helped me write. I went deeper, and I did this, and this is what happened, and this is what I wrote. And I know they're gonna appreciate that. That conversation brought out artistry for me to even come back and be like, hey, look at this shit here. Look what I created from that conversation alone between me and you. This is what I'm saying about life. This is what I'm saying as a whole about people. And to sit here, just admit, here's the thing, just openly admit Hey, I live a truly life where I don't deal with niggas. Like I don't like, I don't deal with them. I never birthed the children. I don't know the lifestyle. So I don't know nothing about this. And then talk about it. Because why? Honesty is far more respected. Honesty is far more respected. And through your honesty, right? I don't see no notification. Through your honesty, oh shit, what happened? That is the very thing of why people will at least take a moment to listen to you and hear what you say. What happened? We did that already. We did already. What the hell going on? Hold on, y'all. I got a damn email that kind of threw me off. Oh yeah, I did get the sports. I did get the sports. Hold on. Last week to practice 101 with native speakers free for a month. Huh? I speak English already. I have unused Prime benefits. Do I really? Okay. As a Prime member, you have access to all music, top podcasts, ad free from Amazon. I don't never listen to Amazon. Anybody listen to Amazon Music? I have to let one of the old teachers know that their student has graduated and is going to college. Because I wonder what teacher this is. I'm about to reach out to my old neighbor and say hello to her. I don't know why. I couldn't stand that lady. Anyway. All right, hold on, y'all. I got distracted because they would like to do something. I'm like, didn't I do that? Did I do it on the wrong account or something? What the fuck going on? Something must have happened. Okay, hold on. All right, let me get back to y'all. I gotta find y'all, and I gotta find what the hell is going on. Why every time I unplug this shit, everything goes so damn slow? What the fuck? This little manipulating little shit. I gotta get a new fan. Okay, I'm here. Okay, now what was I saying? I'm back. Um, listen, y'all. I want you to live your life. I want you to live life. I want you to understand and not be a scary ass. Especially if you out there having goals and ambitions and things you want to do. You got to communicate with people in order to do it. I want you to understand that don't let these other people online with no face, no case situation about what it is that they're feeling and what they perceive and what they got going on. I don't want you feeling that way about these people online doing that shit, because at the end of the day, they can be whoever they want to be behind that microphone. I have no reason to be other than what I am on this microphone. I'm telling you, I'm honest to a damn fault, to a fault. Let me tell you something else. Like I feel like this, right? I feel like I feel like um you I'm trying to find my words. I'm gonna get them. I'm gonna catch them. What I'm saying is, when I begin to accept myself, right? And I begin to boss up over here, like real bad bitch boss up over here, right? I knew for sure I had to look at my physical. And here's why. I have been hiding my beauty for years. And one thing I always hate is when my beauty comes out, it's out there. Something about it is out there, and people are very, something about me when I do it. It just gets on my nerves. And the thing about that is, this is where I was like, you know what? It's not so much of putting on lashes or painting my nails. I need to look at my entire full body. I need to sit back and look at myself all the way in the mirror. And when I look at myself all the way in the mirror again, then I can look at myself all the way and dress myself better, do my hair better. I could do everything better once I have that full body mirror. And it's something as simple as that, y'all. Something as simple as a full body mirror. Man, when I tell you, it's the people who was holding me back, and I can't put it on other people. It was myself as well. It was myself doing it more than anything. If my internet go out, I'll be back. I see my bars going up and down, and I don't know why. That's who was holding me back, and I can't even put it on other people. And I had to once again do the internal work with even my beauty. Okay, with being beautiful. That's one of my nicknames, by the way, beauty. I had to accept that shit. But it's not so much of that. It's about who I am on the outside and how I'm living on the inside, and how it's reflecting on the outside, and how it's becoming important. But see, once again, where's Saturn in Aries? Where's what am I, a Scorpio rising in the first house? Saturn in the first house. So I'm experiencing a bit of a slight Saturn experience. I am having a Saturn experience. See, that's the thing. We do have Saturn return. We do have the Saturn square experience when we're all like in our 30s, mid 30s and stuff. And then we hit 40s, we have like a certain type of plutonic Saturn type of aspect. I think, no. When I'm mid 30s, we have like a plutonic aspect or something, some kind of square experience we have from like 34 to 30 to 40, 34 to 40 years old. And then when we hit 40, we have these major aspects that happen again. And that's me doing. And that's me. And mine is going with my outer appearance. How do I look on the outside? How do I dress on the outside? What does my hair look like? What does my clothes look like? Do I need to use my steamer? Do I need to use my iron? Do I need to tuck my clothes in a little bit tighter? Do I need to see how I walk? Do I need to fix my hair? Do I need to fix this? I need to spend more time in the mirror? How does my skin look? How does my body look? Do I need to fucking wax? Do I need to fucking shave? What needs to happen with my body? What do I need to do to my body? And then that is the point where I'll start making the steps, and I'll do the workouts. What kind of workouts? So my body could look like this. I'll get a little book Sketch it out. This is what I want to look like. And I'm speaking for myself. It might be something different for you. It might be your money. You know what I'm saying? You might need to start focusing on how you handle your money. Hey, you might need to boost up on your people skills. It may be time for you to go ahead and push hard and go for that promotion. Whatever it is for you is whatever it is for you. But I realized I had to boss up, and I realized in order to boss up, I have to know how to communicate. I have to. I can't be around here flipping and flapping and running my mouth about my opinions and my views of life and what things is, but I can't be doing. Who the fuck am I anyway to be thinking that I can do something like that? You get what I'm saying? I'm not somebody that could just, who am I? Who am I? And I think that's people's problem. But who am I again to even say what anybody can do and what anybody life is, right? Hold on. Let me lock this card. Just wait. Damn, 2130. How? Amazon did my overdraft. Oh, I thought I canceled the motherfuckers. Okay. Did I block them already? Oh yeah, they wasn't gonna get nothing. Yeah, I thought I canceled all this shit. Okay. Uber. I know you motherfucking lying. Okay, yeah, because I did spend on audiobooks.com and it was a waste of money. Yo, let me tell y'all something though. When you go out here in this world, right? Number one, you're gonna see social media is not what the world is. That's number one. You're going to adjust yourself. You're going to blend. You're going to talk to people. You're going to listen to people. You're going to listen more than anything. You're going to pay attention to the events that you go to and how much of your time is worth it. You're going to look at how you communicate and who is worthy of getting your phone number or knowing who you are, or even your social media. You're going to build so much for yourself when you go out here in this world. These people are quiet, or these people are phony, but most definitely, whatever they are not who they are online. And this is why they go online to spew the hate and anger and whatever it is that they have. These people, okay, cannot sit here. First of all, words are powerful. Okay, words. If you formulate your words properly, they can offend, they can hurt, they can make somebody try to claw your face off. Whatever, you formulate your words properly, right? Here's the thing. You can't let it get the best of you. They a human being just like you. They're a human being just like you. You get what I'm saying? Maybe a different kind of human being, but they're different. They're human being just like you. No one should make you feel no type of way about anything about what your life is. Your life is what it is. But I will give you the wisdom to tell you, if you're not careful, you can go out here into this world and cause all kind of bridges to be burned. You need to be mindful of that. As a spiritual woman, I talk to my cousin all the time. This is why we so close. I talk to her all the time. I was telling her, we always talk about this. I was like, sometimes we just gotta chill. All that deep shit we like to do, we just gotta chill. It ain't no need for us to even express our thoughts about black males and this, that, and the third. Like, it's not. I don't even talk about them. That's crazy. Like, that's wild because I don't talk about them. Like, and I was like, there's no need to even do all that because if we're just relating and connecting with people, we need to relate and connect to people, and we need to leave that alone and just leave it be. If we're relating and connecting to people and they don't want to be, they're not poly, then we don't want to deal. We're going to keep our life moving on. It is going to be what it is, how we deal with that relationship with that person. That's what life has become now. No big deal. Just keep it simple. Like, nah, we don't need to be stressing nothing. We don't need to be stressing. But we also learn that we gotta chill. Be who we are, but still chill. There was no reason for me when me and T first was talking and stuff to fucking show divested shows and shit like that without at least talking and explaining it. There was no reason to even do that. Because now that person looking at you crazy, like, is this what you think? This how you perceive life? And be like, nah, just this what they I listen to this to get a good laugh. But you have to be careful because people probably getting offended by what they're hearing. Whether here's the gag about it. You can offend somebody who's of another race. They don't have to necessarily be a black person. They could be of another race and can be highly offended by what divestors say. Like, oh my gosh, what? Wait a minute. I don't think about life like this. This is crazy. And then you got people who, oh my goodness, yo, like, oh, the shady shit. We're not going there. But I've heard somebody who caused uh just someone who's been in their life for the majority of their life. And I felt like the delivery of what they said did not need to be said that way. They could have, because this person was such a part of their life, there was such a better way that they could have said it. And I know that that's a part of the things that person looked at them crazy and didn't want to fuck with them after that, even though they may have spoke the truth, it was the way that they said the shit. And I could tell because when they were trying to text the person and ask them, person just was just blowing them off, saying what they wanted to hear and congratulations stuff, but blowing them off, right? And I'm just sitting here like, this person doesn't see what just happened here. Long story short, you have to be careful and mindful of that as well. Spewing these things out loud, repeating these things out loud, and how you do it. I'm not trying to tell you to compromise. I'm not saying that, but still just be very mindful of that shit. Because honestly, that shit can come off very weird to people. Like, wait a minute, whoa, how do you be like, oh, I'm so tired of hearing about slavery, but when you're black, you're going to hear about slavery. You're going to know that your ancestors was enslaved. You're Caribbean, you're going to know your ancestors was enslaved. You in the fucking the United Kingdom, you're going to know your ancestor was enslaved. Like, I can go on. Brazil. Scotland, Ireland, ancestors enslaved. You know that. So how you want to avoid a topic that is just a known topic? Do you get what I'm saying? Man, listen, it's been fun. I don't know why my mouse keep doing that, but it's been fun, y'all. Word. I'm about to finish listening to this book, The Art of Acting, and go to sleep. Yeah, man.